Hey everyone, welcome back on the live feed for the 19th edition of the FISE World Montpellier. I'm Dom Granger. I'm here with my friend Scotty Broom. Scotty, how's it going?
It's going really well. It's exciting to be at FISE and the first wakeboard event's about to go down, so it's cool to be up here and cool it with you.
So we have tonight a best trick contest that's going to be taking place. It's always a little bit challenging. It's always interesting to see what the riders are going to come up because it is nighttime.
Yeah.
And it makes it a bit...
Yeah, it's a little bit more challenging for sure.
It's tough for the riders sometimes to see where they land depending on how the lighting is.
Yeah.
So let's see. Sometimes they still push it really hard. Sometimes they take it a little more safer.
Yeah, I think the nighttime kind of vibe charges people up a little bit though. You know, lights and music and everyone's having a good time. So the riders get pretty excited and I think they'll push it. They'll go pretty hard.
That's good. And so did you ride the park already?
Yeah, I've got to ride it this afternoon or this evening. It was really nice. Really excited for the main event coming up and yeah, to see the guys shred it up tonight.
And do you have is there a big difference between the park from this year and the park from last year?
Yeah, there definitely is. There's like the addition of a few more metal handrails and some sort of, the walls are quite nice, like big pushes up to the walls.
That's awesome.
Nice ledges and transfers. There's going to be a lot of variety of wakeboarding.
That's great. So we're going to see that very soon. And maybe not, I don't know if the riders are going to use the full park tonight. Kickers, that's 100%
Kickers,
sure.
definitely.
And there's the iceberg as well, like the big floating feature, new rail. And that's... I think it's it's one of the wake park here in France, TSG, who
loaned it for it.
Yeah,
cool.
Brings it here.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's nice to have a nice new feature like that. It's lots of different lines you can take on it, plastic and metal and different ledges, and it's good. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing course.
That's perfect. So we're going to see pretty soon the list of riders that we're going to have tonight for this nighttime contest, because it's not all the riders who decided to do the nighttime contest.
Yeah,
it's really up to everyone, right?
Yeah.
They can register.
Yeah, up to
like
the
you're
people.
nice and you're sitting with me here.
Yeah, I thought I'd come up and hang out here and be dry.
So here it is, the list of riders. We have Antoine Allot from France, Julian Cohen from the US, Yanel Cohen from the US as well, John Dickey from the US, and missed a couple ones, Matthias Hoppe, Ben Leclerc, Keith Liedberg, Matt Montereau, Jens Thibault, and James Windsor. So we have 12 riders on there today. I think the two I missed were Matthew Hasler and Kevin Henshaw.
Truly global field for this evening's event. It's going to be an awesome, awesome session.
There's a lot of variety and style between all those riders, and so it's going to be interesting to see
lots of different approaches
they come up with, and especially that it is a best trick contest. So, which means it's not like the full round that counts. So that's why I believe the last few years it was mostly on kickers because of that, because then they can really compare the tricks in between the riders.
Yeah, but with that new feature, I think it'll add a different element of hard things they can try to transfer over.
That is true.
Yeah, so I think it'll be
interesting.
It's a jam format as well, which is a little bit different to the main event, whereas it's just you have to do your run up and back, whereas these guys are just going to go out and session it for.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
more like a session at the cable park.
At the local park.
Yeah. So, and what are the judges going to be looking for tonight? Do you know?
So basically, you're trying to set yourself aside from all the other athletes by things like technicality of tricks. How big you're going, that's going to be a big one. If you're hitting those kickers, you want to be going high in the air. And then, of course, style. So that can be in so many different elements, whether it's grabbing the board, the way you...
Tweaking it a little bit.
Or pressing. So it's going to be a nice variety of those things. And we've got a good judging crew to make sure we get the top one out in the best trick contest. For
sure. And we have one rider that usually comes, Daniel Grant.
Yeah.
And he is not here this year.
It's the first FISE I've been to for a while without Daniel at it.
Yeah.
He
has other projects, I believe.
He's a busy boy.
We're just about to start here. We can see the park and the pontoon. First rider is about to go. And we're going to have 3 groups of 5 for this contest.
Yep.
So
We look like we've got Mr. Dominic Hoenler on the dock there. So maybe a slight change up to the running order, but that's cool. We'll just run with that.
That's cool. We're cool.
Yeah.
It's that's why they have those T-shirts. Keep calm, and enjoy FISE. Yeah, they have glasses. Not like drinking glasses. Cups.
So yeah, Dom's about to get going. Currently living in the US and Austrian rider. Red Bull team athlete, so I'm pretty sure he's done really well at FISE here in the past. And
yeah, he was in. I think he was injured in the last.
Yeah, last year he was
bit.
actually injured, so great to see him back. He's back to full fitness and feeling really good.
What happened to him?
He fractured his tibial plateau.
So this is a bad idea.
Yeah, just big compression, and it happens a fair bit with wakeboarding. You're still gonna have some heavy landings, and
that's what happens when you go big.
That's what happens. So yeah, he definitely goes big, and probably will be tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. Testing the new knee.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's all back to good.
We'll hope that we can see some more stuff, and that I'm sure he's been training hard to be at full potential.
Yeah, so that absolutely everyone I think in the field really gets excited about FISE because it's a different setup. It's not your usual wakeboard setup. It is kind of a little bit scary and makes people push themselves. So I think leading up to it, everybody's getting ready, getting pretty excited.
Yeah, and I think like the FISE has kind of an aura around it too, because there's all the other sports. There's the crowd here that's not necessarily like a crowd that would go watch wakeboarding. So it's really a good place to showcase the sport and to give the sport an amazing visibility. And then you have riders from other disciplines who comes to watch wakeboarding, and wakeboarders go to watch other sports as well. Have you?
We're so close by. It's like it's impossible not to go and check out like the amazing park here with BMX, and that's unreal. The mountain biking is always insane. The course is always so big, and
the one of the biggest event here at the FISE, and the biggest the highest times is definitely the nighttime spine ramp. Have you ever been at the spine ramp? And this year there's a super nice setup too. It's in the middle of the new city hall.
Okay.
It's like kind of in a U shape. And it's going to be
definitely going to be going to check that out.
Be a lot of energy in this area for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's definitely a good vibe here. Everyone's all packed in, and every event, whether it's wakeboard or any of the other disciplines, are always really well attended. And the FISE crowd, they go in. They definitely support. It's awesome.
And when you're on the water and you're riding, do you hear the crowd? Do you still hear, and do you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what they're talking about, but I can hear them.
You can hear the crowd roar.
Yeah.
That must be quite a good feeling to have like so many people cheer for you. You're like, yeah, it's for me. All right, so back on the Wake Park, we're gonna start. We're going to be starting pretty soon. I think Dom is ready. He's definitely ready.
Dom's definitely ready.
Definitely. I think this type of guy must always be ready. Ready to shred, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was definitely, I think he's pretty excited to do some wakeboarding tonight. Just arrived in from the States and he'll be amping.
Puisque pour vous garder avec nous jusqu'à 22h30, eh bien on va faire cracher du son et du bon son, de la musique à dos.
Just gonna do a cable check.
DJ va avoir tout ce qu'il faut.
We have a dolphin on the course.
He's probably just doing like a body drag on the actual cable line to check that it's they're working.
Oh, checking out the
Check
kicker.
out the kickers, make sure they're all in fine working order.
He's
Oh, see, that could have gotten in the way of someone. It might have blown up on the surface.
Yeah.
Safety officer right there.
Safety officer. And
also a dolphin.
He's the one who... That is a nice body drag. Look at this. Lovely. Slow motion.
Yes. That's what we come here for.
Yeah.
Bit of dolphin action.
And he's all in blue too. It's like, it was so beautiful. It's like swimming with dolphins. You know when you go down south and in the Caribbean, you can go swim with the dolphins.
Swim with the dolphins.
There you go, right here downtown Montpellier. So David is in charge of the whole setup of the park as well. Our lovely dolphin.
He does an amazing setup. Every year he's here early in the morning till late at night, doing a lot of swimming,
hard-working man.
building, putting this whole amazing setup together. It's pretty unique, getting to not only slide over things and air out, but we get to hit those wall rides and jib the side of the...
Yeah, that is insane. I would be extremely scared of hitting a wall ride like this.
And that's at Town Hall, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's a region hall, I would guess.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
So we got Dom Hernler. He is on the water. He's going to go straight into that iceberg rail just to feel things out a little bit.
That was I think that was the least amount of pressing I've ever seen him do.
I think he definitely just wanted to see what it feels like.
Checking out the line.
Checking out the lines. At nighttime, you can see the glimmer of those lights.
Yep.
The last bit of light off the top of the water there. So Dom just feeling out that iceberg rail. A couple of quick 50-50s. Trying to stay dry.
Always a tough one. But that's what's cool with the jam formats. They can actually like go and test out a little bit and see what line they want to take and work tricks up, basically.
Yeah,
it's not like a
one-shot
deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing about a jam format. So we've got Aaron Gunn on the water there. That's a pretty unique trick right there. He wraps himself into the actual handle, grabs the board through the handle, and then rewinds it back the other way.
Oh,
so
that is terrifying.
Very technical. Very, very technical. Aaron Gunn, super young rider from Australia and current Wake Park world champion.
All right. That's true.
Pretty amazing lineup of riders tonight. Second rider from Australia, Azza. Straight into the next rider, Ollie. Oliver Brumlin. Ollie is coming to us from Copenhagen, from Denmark. Does quite a bit of traveling around. Nice, getting that board slide.
Yep, almost all the way in. It's a tough one with every time you change a cable. Every time you change cable, going from one place to the other, you have to like redo all your lines. The cable tension is going to change a lot of things, and so you have to figure the whole park out to really be able to get the most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That line definitely makes a lot of difference, whether you know how long, how short, how tight the line is, and that sort of thing. So we see that one right there. He was going for that front lip transfer off the plastic there. Technical, bringing that board up and over the rail a little bit harder. So I'm no doubt we'll see him work up to that one as well.
And as much as it looks like a easier feature, it is actually a pretty. It can be pretty tricky because of the rail on the side, so going for the kicker.
Nice. This is William Klang. Stalefish, backside 180, brooding out.
I almost was able to call that one.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a stalefish, I believe. But I never know front hand, backhand,
Nice.
Nice one.
There's a front board transfer there from William. William, one of our Swedish riders here this week at FISE.
Here we go.
Nice.
Kept the grab for a good little bit before...
Yeah, definitely poking that back leg right out for that extra bit of style. All right, we're back to the start of this group. It's Dom Hernler.
What that was
trying to get the full pull on that rail. Definitely not easy. It's a there's a long of metal handrail right there. So he's going the backboard, got halfway through it, and then got pulled back in.
You really have to get the exact right amount of tension to be able to do the whole way, to go the whole way through. Oh,
almost.
There we go. At least it's cool because, I mean, the riders still have a little bit of light, but sometimes when it's kind of in between at dusk like this, it's almost trickier because the distances are, like, it's tougher to see where things are.
Oh, awesome.
It
definitely is hard to spot that landing. It gets a bit glary off the water. That was huge there. Aaron Gunn doing a big old method, tweaking his back leg right across. So extra style right there. Already got another solid hit on the kicker. So he's gunning for that best trick right now.
Definitely a stylish hit.
Yeah.
Look at this, yeah.
So tweaked, getting his body completely backwards right there so he can get that back foot round. Back in with Ollie. Wants that full hit on the metal rail as well, going backboard up and then getting on his tail on the way down. So, that's another treacherous thing about riding at night time. It's a little harder for our operators to like see when you're at the other end. You're like, oh, has he turned yet?
Yeah, and I remember last year I rode a little bit on the park, and the turns were like, you know, you had to be ready because the operator was just like going for it and going for it. So they're being very efficient. There's no like, here, I'm going to slow down a little bit.
So Ollie's just waiting for that line to come back to him right now. And
saying hi to the crowd with both hands. No, it's just must be kind of tough to see for the operator because he's dressed in blue as well, so he must be kind of blending in the whole place. And we can see it's not the, I mean, the Les River is not very deep, so it's like,
no, you definitely want to make sure you land on your feet here for sure.
Yeah.
You can see that big feature behind him, that wall. It's a super fun one this year. It's got a bit of a V in it, so you can actually get right up on top of it. But it's a long fall down, so you want to make sure you're on your feet. Definitely.
That's less cool.
Yeah.
The going up part is really cool.
Going up's fine. The down is always a little bit. There we go.
As we were saying, it's a tough one to go all the way through if you don't have the exact right amount of tension in the line. You get pulled either on the outside or back on the inside of the rail.
But that's the beauty of this jam format. These guys will just work it out, work out the right line to take in. So we've got William back on the water now.
Long blonde hair blowing in the wind.
Yeah, beautiful Scandinavian rider. Nice, getting that transfer right there onto that outside metal handrail. Navigating that turn beautifully. I think the driver could see him a little bit easier in that one.
The blonde hair. Must be flashing. There we go.
Nice. 2 solid transfer hits right there from Will.
Yeah, and all the riders are getting, we can see the difference between the first hit and the second hit for all the riders. Getting more solid, they're getting more used, they know which line to take, they know when to cut for the feature. Makes a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a huge
difference. Handler back on the water. Here we go, is he gonna get it? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So that one, a little bit changing things up a little bit again there. So going that board slide on the up on that metal handrail and going for like the back 3 transfer.
You could really see the progression in his different hits.
Yes.
Yeah, he got his line.
That was a good hit. That's probably one of the best ones we've seen so far on that.
I think so, yeah. It's definitely solid. There's no wobbliness.
Yeah, there's that first one too.
There we go. A little slack at the end. He managed it really well. I mean, that's his job.
Yeah, I think he's all over it.
He's a professional.
He's a professional athlete. So Aaron going for that, trying to go that same transfer. These guys definitely keen on that iceberg rail. It is the newest feature for FISE, so I think everybody's pretty excited to have something new in the park and definitely trying to get used to it.
Definitely. And it's nice because it makes a feature that's a little closer. So for this contest, they don't have to go all the way to the back, and nobody would be able to see them really well at night.
Yeah, definitely the amount of hits we're getting to watch right now is a lot better too from our fully international field.
Absolutely.
So Ollie coming to us from Denmark right there. Backlit tail and then getting it over onto his nose. But yeah, I was saying before, Ollie definitely does quite a lot of traveling, gets over to the US and hits the parks there, goes traveling throughout Asia, so he's definitely done quite a lot of time on that board at wake parks around the world.
For sure, and I'm sure it makes a difference when the riders are able to travel and try out different parks, try out different setups, rails, etc. It makes a difference because then they're used to changing the setup. It's just like in any sport, if you always ride at the same place, you get super good at the one place, but then
Yeah,
sometimes it's a little challenging when you switch it up.
You get too comfortable. You don't get used to like coming to events like this where it might be a little bit more challenging.
We can see the V we're talking about here on the wall ride. So the V is really like a concave
it's
on
like a bit
top.
of a concave in the middle, so you actually ride up the wall and then get onto the top of that. Nice, that one right there, the front board transfer, passing that handle and doing a little backside 90 out. Nice dismount, staying dry as well.
Okay.
Graceful dismount.
You want to stay dry, especially at night time.
Well, you can see everybody on the side. All the other riders, they're not taking part in this contest. They're just standing there in their hoodie with their hood on and like arms crossed. I think it's a bit chilly when you're.
That nighttime sunshine goes away. It definitely is a little chilly.
That is a
beautiful
true
today,
statement.
though. Beautiful today. Really nice weather in Montpellier at the moment. So looking forward to more of that this week.
Not too many sunburn for you today?
I hope
too
not.
Yeah, you don't feel.
I don't feel sunburnt. I don't know what I look
really
like.
red.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm so funny.
I'm going to wear sunscreen tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Always a great idea to wear sunscreen, kids.
So Dom right there going another technical rail hit. He's put out a couple of good toe side transfers on that iceberg rail now. We go Aaron Gunn, current wake park world champion.
That was a solid entrance.
Yeah, solid. Good press, definitely. Like straightening one of those legs out, trying to really tweak the board over onto its end. And
his way back, hitting the rail. So a lot of the riders are actually going for the iceberg and not so many for the kicker
not
this
so
year.
many kicker hits so far, yeah.
Had a couple good ones.
I guess this is just our first group going at the moment, so you never know. They're just feeling it out.
Maybe inspiring some of the riders that are going to follow.
It's got to be the excitement of a new feature as well. It's always good.
Ooh, what am I going to do with this?
It's like if your local park goes and builds a new rail or gets a new kicker or something. It's basically that's what's happened right here at FISE for all of us, because
that is true.
Quite a few of us have done a lot of FISEs now and get a bit used to things.
You want to go have fun on something new?
Yeah.
We're just like kids. We're just like, ooh, it's new, I like it.
Let's play with it. So yeah, getting Oliver just doing a nice front lip transfer on the way back then.
There we go,
see it again.
See the replay.
So getting that tail up and over the rail. Got a kicker hit.
Oh, kicker hit.
Saved
it.
Good save right there.
That was almost a little tail press at the end there, a little butter slide.
He was definitely trying to keep himself dry.
Yeah.
The driver just dropped him in there. So that was a solid kicker hit right there from
Little
Willem.
dunk from the driver.
One more back in towards the dock. Big melon frontside 180. So two solid hits.
Oh, that is
no.
the chop.
That's not how you would. Beautiful first hit, that stalefish backside 5. Bit of a sketchy landing, but that was awesome.
And that is such a simple fall, but it hurts so much.
He's just relaxed. He was
it's
so relaxed.
Unpleasant. Your head just smashes on the water, and then you're like, oh, I just did that.
He's laughing at himself, though. I'm pretty sure he's
not the first time it happened, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened to everyone of us. Just taking a turn, and then bam, you're on your face.
Yeah.
Oh, wall ride.
Wall ride. So we're switching over to the other side of the cable. This is Jan Thibault. Jan Thibault, one of
my fellow Quebecers.
One of the riders that's come to FISE quite a few times.
Yep.
Done quite well.
Jan is actually has actually taken over the management, if I may say, of the park in Montreal.
Yeah.
Of the full cable park. He's redoing all the features. It was pretty funny to see them in this spring building the feature and just pushing them on the ice and waiting until it melts.
No way. I guess that's a nice way to get them in, though. They are pretty big and pretty heavy. It's not an easy thing
Exactly. Building them on land, pushing them on the ice, and here we go.
You can imagine trying to move this feature that Dom's hitting right now. It's
oh yeah, you need to break it down for sure, and that kind of feature, especially when they're floating, it's doable. It's annoying, but doable. But here we go.
So that front board transfer for Dom right there.
It seems so tough to see right there because there's light on half of the feature and then.
Yeah, that top view definitely gives you an idea of getting of how dark it is here. And see the FISE crowd getting involved.
Oh yes, everybody wants the nighttime show or the nighttime wakeboard is always a pretty popular crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it's an awesome vibe.
He's pulling his rope a little bit.
Tweaking that one out again. Got that back leg nice and straight. So showing the judges he's got good control on the rail.
Exactly, and style.
Really wants the whole thing. Oh, nice.
That was a solid hit.
Really smooth right there. So he went 50-50 up the rail and a backside 180 down.
180 back.
You see how tweaked he is on that front side.
Yes.
It's pretty cool. You can see why he's definitely the current wake park world champion.
Absolutely.
Is Aaron. And Oliver back on the water here. He's going 50-50, transferring across to that rail and then getting a backside 270 out. So getting a bit more technical with each hit. A few more degrees coming out of each of them.
Indeed. Here we can see the spotlight and here we
nice. Go. Very tech hit from that. That was a transfer 50-50 off the iceberg onto that rail, frontside lip, and then a 270 back. So a similar hit, both on his heels and on his toes, but this one,
see it again, the replay.
That one definitely the more technical. He's sort of a long way to come around, easy to catch that edge.
Yeah, we could see there's a tiny little bit of chop that seemed to have put. Oh, there goes the handle.
Going huge.
He did rotation, but handleless.
Yeah. You can see the crowd in the background there. Huge crowd here at FISE, and he is definitely trying to send it for them right there, booting off that. Same trick he did before, just wants that clean landing.
Yep, and made it. Definitely made it through his trick, but couldn't catch the handle.
Oh, he'll be back in there. So
we're on the other cable now.
Dominic's on the other cable. Big old tail grab to the inside on that inside kicker.
That's one trick I can do.
There's actually a fountain right there usually as well, so you're actually jumping over like the
middle.
The remnants of the fountain. I feel like we should turn it on one time.
Oh, yes! Can you imagine you jump over a kicker, you jump over the fountain, how much it would maybe push you up?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool. So we see Dom just hit that wall ride then, coming in on his heels, transferring up to the, what do we call it? It's like the La Region building. It's like the town.
Yeah, regional hall.
Yeah. It's an official building.
Yeah, like a city hall,
it's
but
a very impressive building too.
It is.
And we get to jib it.
Yeah, and you're just like, I'm just gonna hit that wall.
So here we go. It's coming in later this time, hard, pushing off that kicker. Yeah.
So, and actually there's now a little kick in the kickers that a couple years ago was really like a wedge, and it made it a lot more difficult for you guys to hit the wall.
Hard to get high, It was a bit mellow, so it was kind of hard to get that real good push to the top of the wall.
And I guess you don't get that as much of a curve on your jump off the kicker, so then you don't have as much angle. Yeah, your trajectory.
Yeah, you're trying to get some good trajectory across the wall.
Exactly, because if you go right at it, there's not really like a round trajectory. It's a tough word to say for me.
Trajectory. Solid hit right there from Aaron. They saw the replay right then. He did a backside 5 with a melon grab in the middle. Super big, super clean. So definitely getting a solid kicker hit in there. And then we see Oliver right there getting backlit tail all the way down that metal outside rail on the iceberg on the newest feature for FISE. Definitely see how dark it is right now in that top view right there.
A couple mosquitoes here. You can see it's almost snowing.
Getting way more comfortable on that thing now.
And we can see the whole side of the river there. The river banks are pretty much filled with people just below the region hall.
Yeah, they're getting excited. Is it not a public holiday tomorrow?
Friday. Pretty much every week there's a public holiday in May in France.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Right there, William Klang, Indie Tantrum to blind. Every week. In
May, pretty much. I think every Friday or Monday is a holiday.
No wonder they're excited.
Always a holiday.
The crowds get super excited here, and now I understand why. They get to watch awesome wakeboarding, like William doing that front lip transfer.
That was a solid hit. We're gonna see.
There's that indie tantrum. Too blind.
Too blind.
That. So getting one back, landing a solid trick back towards the crowd of FISE up there on the bank. We've got Aaron Gunn back on the water. Really wanting that transfer. Oh, that was a technical hit.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely a bit of a new way of doing that.
And did not expect the outro.
Yeah. You can see on this angle it's got a bit of a banked wall there, so you can actually transfer back down to it. Oh, 3/4 of the way. Definitely a tough one to make all the way to the end of. It's only a thin metal rail, so it's a little tough.
Well,
say
it does
50-50.
look like yeah, it's and the 50-50 is like you really have to be straight on the rail to make it work and to make it not cheat.
It's funny, some people prefer to do long rails 50-50, other people prefer board slide. I think,
it's a personal preference.
I think 50-50 is way harder than board slide personally.
I believe so too. That's what I would say, like a proper 50-50 that's nice and square.
Yeah. It's just there's a less board to balance on, so especially for a big feature like that.
Exactly, for a long rail like this. Even though for viewers or for people watching, it might not look as difficult because sometimes when it's like for a crowd or for the general public, things that are visually impressive, they do look more difficult.
Yeah.
But it's not always the case. We see that in every sport. It's like backflip on a bike. We're all like, oh, they did a backflip. But then you talk to the riders and they're like, well, backflip is easy. We're going to put quotation marks beside that.
Always the wow factor.
Yes. Yeah. It's a great way to put it, Scotty.
Yeah, there's definitely the wow factor with every sport. You're right. There's whether it's the backflip on BMX or the backflip in freestyle moto.
Chuck yourself.
People definitely love a good flip on a wakeboard.
As well on the wakeboard.
Rayleighs. Let's be fair. The Rayleigh is probably the one that blows people's minds, and it's probably one of the easiest things you can do on a wakeboard. But
kiteboarding as well, same thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys just joined us, we are watching some nighttime wakeboarding best trick contest in the jam format. We just finished Heat 1, and we're just about to see what's going to be going on for the 5 riders in the Heat 2. I'm Dom Granger. I'm here with Scotty Broom, and we are watching some pretty good wakeboarding, Scotty.
Some really good wakeboarding.
There's a huge difference between the first year I was here. I think maybe the lighting might have been really from the top and not that much from the side, and everybody was just falling.
I like that it's they've got the white lights this year. I definitely remember riding last year in the night contest and the year before, and they were going right in on their disco lights.
Oh, yeah.
Pink and green and purple, and that gets a bit crazy in your eyes when you're trying to spot your landing. So at least they've got some nice white lights. And we're going to get underway with Heat number 2 in a second.
I mean, maybe it's less entertaining than the disco light, but it gives a better show if the riders are actually able to perform to their full potential.
Absolutely. One who's performed at his full potential for a long time at FISE is Keith Lidberg right now on the water, taking his first laps right here at FISE. He's had a big warm-up, exciting sort of warm-up, a road to FISE, as he calls it. And he's done a lot of these contests and took a few years off. And now he's back to try and take it down again.
Yeah, he did a few blog posts about this, about the road to FISE, about how he was actually training, like a proper training for this contest. Yeah. And it's nice to see, like, how motivating a contest can be.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a big event, so it's it's good to see riders of the past to come back and want to take down that crowd again. that crown.
Matt Montoro?
Matt Montoro.
Matt Montoro. Matt Montoro from, he's a French guy.
French rider, yeah.
French rider, part of the Castor crew.
Super sick French rider. Always a big style at FISE. He loves to go big. Guy can definitely boost off kickers. Sick on rails.
Definitely. And he's got a nice playground at home in Lacanau, just outside Bordeaux.
Nice.
Where he has a sweet wake park 2.0 system. And they just are getting so creative with the features they're building. It's super cool to see.
And definitely that crew he rides with, the Castor crew, they do some really cool stuff. Lots of good videos and
They're fun crew too. They're
good variety of people here. Another Australian, I believe. Is that Maddie?
Oh. Is it Maddie?
We're experiencing technical difficulties right here, just because the riding list is a little bit...
Oh, you could put... No helmet on that one may have been painful.
No, it's not Maddie.
No, it's not Maddie. I
So,
heard
we're just going on the fly here because we don't...
I heard our French colleagues say John Dickey. Is it, could it be?
John Dickey. There you go, okay. So one of our US riders, John Dickey. And then we just saw, I think it was a toe side, backside 720 from Keith Lidberg. Yeah, there we go, John tweaking big old method like that. So yeah, I'll change up of list a little bit here. This is why we're just trying to work out who's riding. And they are riding both cables. Look at that one, getting that method grab right in the middle of the board. Tweaking his back leg around. It's one of those tricks that people do a little bit different, changing up the styles. Now our German riders, Maurice, feeling it. He's just flowing, just just riding over the icebergs, just doing a 50-50 just because he can.
Just because they can. Because that's the good thing with the jam formats is the riders don't have it's not a one-shot deal. They can try a couple things. Oh, we have a little laid out tantrum there, and
took a couple of practice laps with him before when we were riding, and he was just feeling out those kickers. He's a tiny little dude, and he can go so big. So a little bit different at nighttime as well. Now you can really see that it's that reflection of the lights off the water. A little bit harder to spot your landing.
Definitely, and every kicker is a little bit different because it all depends on the angle of how much kick they have.
Yep.
And again, the cable you're riding is going to make a big difference to it, like the speed you can get up to the kicker and the line you're taking. So feeling it is always a good idea. Yeah,
you got to feel it out. Got to feel it out. Right now we got Jeremiah Hopp, another Swedish rider, member of the Berettas here. He's been at FISE a couple of times before. Super sick shredder from Sweden, taking his first laps out there. We got Keith right there, toe side, backside 720 off that inside kicker. Just taking a little bit of a sit down on the landing, but nonetheless riding it away. That's what we want to. Now we can work on it. He's got one in the bag, sorry, as it were. All right, we got John back on right there, making that transfer down this time. Unfortunately, just went down on his first hits. So you can imagine what it's like for our spectators down there. There's people riding on two cables side by side. We see John boosting that big old crossed out method, crossbone method, really turning his body, and yeah, the crowd's loving it because there's those two cables. Yeah,
so you can. It's not. There's not too much wait time in between for the crowd, for the people watching, in between the riders, because there's.
Yeah, there's people going. Yeah, there's always something going on in the water. So
there's people everywhere.
Action, action, action.
Go. Who do we have?
Maurice back on. Still feeling it, just feeling it.
Just, sometimes just gotta feel it. There seems to be a lot of colored lights again, but it's actually a little bit of an over rotation here. I don't know if it was supposed to go for a double or if it was just like a whoa.
No, he's been. I was looking at some video. He's been definitely hucking some double flips, and you know, in a best trick contest, they always go down well. Just went a little bit early. Probably the reflection and all that sort of thing off the face of the kicker makes it a bit hard to see. But he's going for it. The crowd love that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Frontside 180 out, so 360 across that wall.
Who was that?
They dropped in the water. Is that Justin? Yep. So a lot of riders here this weekend, and they all kind of, especially at night time, they all kind of look the same.
Yeah, and their wetsuit, and we do not have the full list. I guess maybe some of the riders decided to join the contest at the last minute.
Yeah, sort of wanted to open things up a little bit, which is always exciting. There's probably, I think there's over 30 riders for the main event, so they had to cut it down a little bit. But you know, it's good to give other people the opportunity. One rider who was pretty excited to be here, Jeremiah Hopp, right there. There's something to do with that bit.
Yeah, that little part looks like it has a hole in the water right there.
So frontside 360 and then stalefish, and he got the style factor right there.
Yeah, it's nice to see the riders do a rotation and then the grab, because a lot of time we see a grab and then it ends in the rotation.
Yeah.
Nice switch things up.
You also have the ability, because of that handle, you can change direction. It's probably something quite different to wakeboarding compared to, you know, a few other sports where you don't have something towing you along. So, you know, we can do a 360 and then stop and do a 360 back the other way.
That's true when you have it. You do have the object in your hands. Oh, here we go for a wrap. Just riding along. Wrap.
So Keith Lidberg had a big preparation for FISE. He's taking his first few laps right here on the new course. Currently wrapped up, thinking about doing something. I reckon he's probably going to come into that kicker going back towards the crowd.
Taking a wrap lap.
Hopefully our cameraman will keep on it while John Dickey comes back in. Front side. Oh, that was really close. Danger.
This is why you want to wear a helmet. And he was all wearing black.
Look at that. Keith, committed, was only looking at the kicker. Probably didn't see John even go right there. That is another thing about a night contest. So you see, he's going for something a bit different here. Wrapping the handle around, going for a grab on the board, and then spinning frontside 540, while John was trying to go for a tweaked out frontside 3 or 5 as well. So
that is a close call.
I'm pretty sure John's pretty happy to have his head still attached after that one.
Yep.
All right, Keith on his toe side right now. What's he got for his toe side, backside 360, stalling that one out. I think he wanted a little bit more, but he had nice flow, getting some height on that kicker. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now. Riders are trying to run into each other.
I mean, that's how you get rid of competition, right?
Yeah, just land on them.
Oops, I landed on your head.
I guess that's another little bit different thing compared to a few of the other disciplines we have here. Like, we can ride at the same time because there is the option to have 2 cables like that. So
that is true.
You don't necessarily have the whole park to yourself, as it were.
And I thought it was going to happen again. I was like, oh God, didn't they understand?
They're going opposite directions now, so hopefully they're working it out. We've got about German riders here this weekend, Maurice.
Going
50-50.
Yeah.
Transferring across to that rail, bit of a board slide on there. So yeah, the jam format, these guys are, you know, each trying to better what they've set out to do. So get out there, right there, Keith doing that mute frontside 360. Obviously a bit of a fallback on the landing, so hopefully he'll get out and do it again.
Just heard Laurent, the speaker, say 5 minutes left.
5 minutes to go. He's an amazing commentator to have. He
Absolutely.
definitely hypes the crowd.
Shout out to Lolo.
He's definitely an awesome commentator. It's great to hear his voice out on the FISE course.
And then you can hear the transition in his voice. Oh, nice.
Nice, that's what we were talking about, that directional change. So Jeremiah Hopp right there, doing the frontside 360, grabbing stalefish, and then a 180 the opposite direction.
Jeremiah Hopp does not seem too bothered by the low light here. He's been having solid hits.
Yeah, super solid hits. Keith right there going for a big old half cab roll, grabbing mute on the way around.
I think it's Matt Montoro. That was the rider we didn't know who it was. Yeah.
It is.
Matt. So it was Matt earlier.
It was Matt earlier.
The wall. Oh,
that
nice.
was awesome. That's one of the best kicker hits we've seen so far, I'd say. That was a mute grab on the way into a back mobe.
There we go.
So a full 360 in the middle of an upside downer. Super tech trick right there from Matt Montoro. One of France's best riders, without a question.
Just switch to humanoid.
Yep.
With the rest of the Castor crew.
Maybe that's why I couldn't work it out. Didn't recognize his board.
I think that, sometimes you're so used to see a rider with a certain brand, and same thing with all the other sports. Sometimes we would earlier, like in mountain bike, recognize the guys from the bike because they have the full face helmet. And right now it's the same thing. It's nighttime. Can't really figure out their facial features.
Facial features. Yeah, you do get used to people riding certain things, but stuff changes each year. So we've got Keith back out there right now making use of that wrap handle. Hopefully going to have no traffic this time.
Traffic jam.
So that's switch for him right there. He's coming in switch, going for a wrapped back mobe. Somehow.
How does he still have a shoulder? I do not know.
Somehow landed. I think he was probably looking for a little bit cleaner than that.
I think so. I would think so, yes.
For the last few minutes of the event, he's just sort of going for it right now. As are all the riders in the best trick contest. This is the first part of the wakeboard event here at FISE this week.
Oh.
Big face full of water right there for Maurice.
Sinus rinse. And that's the thing, like as we were saying earlier, I think the timing might be kind of tough to get for rotations of the kicker because of the glare of the kicker. And we know that like the time where the timing of when he starts to rotate is going to change everything. And,
going upside down like that, trying to see where you are. So.
This is a mistake I do frequently. I start spinning too early and then I dig my nose in.
Oh no.
Let me tell you, it is not fun.
Oh, getting a big pull from the cable there. Melon frontside 360 from Maurice, dealing with a little bit of sway from the cable. So you can see they do bounce a little bit, which will make the handle sort of move in and out a little bit.
And it might even change. I mean, the tension in the cable might even change in between like 2 days of riding to different hours. If there's a lot of riders that went through and who rode or pulled really hard on the cable. And this is something we're going to see them do pretty frequently is tighten up the cable.
Yeah, they definitely gave it a bit of attention right before the event and will do so again. Like when large people like myself put a lot of tension on it. Yeah, there's something
going like for a big kicker hit.
6'3" wakeboarder pulling against a metal cable. It definitely loosens it a little.
Yeah. Especially if you have you're edging super hard to get a massive hit, or if you get like half landing and then try to hold on to the handle. Oh, that would have been a
That was awesome. That was definitely a really cool trick. We've talked about that, but have never actually seen someone successfully pull it off. So he's transferring onto that wall, coming in switch to the wall right there, doing a 180 on, and then trying to do a backflip off, or a tantrum we call it in wakeboarding. So it's technical. A
Different.
little bit loose. It's not very deep there.
No. So going in head first is not always the most fun thing.
We got Jeremiah back on the other side.
There we go. You see, I think this heat, Jeremiah is doing really well in this heat.
A nice kicker hit. He's got a couple of good things on the rail. It looks like he wants another one on the kicker now. So this is on his regular heel side.
Oh.
Going for a big spin. And
missing something.
You lose the momentum device, you're no good.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it counts. Did he still do a grab after letting go the hand?
Yeah, he was.
I'm just still going to go for the grab.
Falling stylishly.
You know.
So we got Keith back on that other side. Transfer.
Yeah, can he?
Oh!
Yeah!
No way. There we go.
Here
First
we go.
time. First time for that at FISE right there. Keith Ledberg making it back here after a few years of break from FISE and in the best trick contest. Doing a kind of sketchy tantrum off a wall.
It is, I'm going to say, it is a sketchy one.
He'll be stoked though.
Yeah, I think he is. I think we had a little bit of a fist pump action after he managed to get vertical back on his board.
Be pretty excited to not hit his head on the wall.
Yeah, Matt Montoro going for the iceberg.
So he went a bit of a more interesting line. You see Keith.
In the background. Oh, we heard the
We heard him hit the wall while we're watching
hit.
Matt right now. He's transferring back across onto that rail.
Simple.
Back
Yep.
nose,
Solid.
but keeping it solid.
Clean.
Ok, allez, c'en est fini de cette fuite number 2. Il reste plus que 10 sur
So
le
we're rolling
kicker.
through heat number 2 of our best trick contest. We've already seen 6 guys in the first heat go down through a bunch of stuff together, and now we're seeing our global field. Oh, look at that one right there, the Mobe 540.
Yeah, so we're watching the best, the highlights of the second heat, and we're gonna have a third heat now.
Don't know.
Anything
could happen at the moment.
Yeah,
Our original list is a little different. So.
Laurent talk about Lionel Cohen, so I would say Julian is probably there
Julian
too.
will be there for sure. I do love that about FISE as well, though. We are here for a competition. It's got a nice feel to it that when you are going out there and doing your rides, because we're all friends and everyone's right there pushing each other. The crowd's right there.
Yeah, and even though it is a competition, like if you see your friend do something really cool, like we just saw Keith do it, and we were like, oh, that's it.
You get sucked.
You know, and everybody else on the dock probably was the same.
Yeah. So it's definitely a good vibe like that, and even having a best trick contest right now. If someone feels like riding, then they should.
Exactly.
So these are the highlights from our second heat.
Even if it's just for fun, and that you're not in it to win it, it's worth it. There we go.
So Keith putting together some pretty cool tricks right there.
Yeah.
We saw Matt.
That was Matt Montoro. Here we go. Nice wall hit.
Backside 180 and a 360 on the wall from Matt Montoro.
Not many falls for Matt either, right?
Very clean riding, always on his feet. Saw, there were a few hits that we didn't get to see ourselves. So they are filming both sides. They are actually riding both sides. That was awesome.
A sick
that
hit
mute
from
back
Matt.
Mobe. Jeremiah had that nice rewind. Keith right there going that Mobe 5. So we saw some stuff go down for sure. John was looking for that big tweaked out frontside spin and boosting.
Just went for the pancake.
Boosting. So we've seen some pretty exciting, bit of power squatting, getting excited.
Getting the old knees ready.
It's funny you say that though. There is a lot of squatting in wakeboarding,
Yeah.
Every time you land.
There is. If you don't squat, you have.
Could have almost been bad, but I'm thinking he's fine. He just clipped his board under the rail right there, and he's cool.
Who's that? Lionel?
That is. That's Matty. Matty Muncie from the UK. And that
could have been really bad. And
that is nighttime wakeboarding for you right there. Matty was shredding that course up all afternoon during practice, and unfortunately just didn't quite see the rail, so he didn't get that push. But he'll be fine.
makes a difference when you can't see the rail.
Yeah. So this is our third group going out for the best trick contest. So we've only going to give out, you know, it is literally best trick. So a lot of tricks to write down, but our judges have got a tough task of singling out.
Definitely. I would have a very hard time figuring out what is the best trick, especially that you have kicker hits, rail hits, wall rides. It's really tough to, like, you know, between a sick kicker hit and a sick rail hit. It's two completely different tricks.
Very different. Yeah, you see Maddie just do that Moby Dick right then, which is a big technical sort of inverted trick. So it's a backflip with a 360. And he, after that crash, came back and did it awesome. Straight off the dock, no warm-up whatsoever. Matthias Hopp, another member of the Bredders, brother to Jeremiah, who we saw in the previous heat. A whole family of absolute rippers have their own park in Sweden. So he's going back 7 straight off the dock.
There we go. Saved it. I think he wasn't sure he was going to go all the way. Now we have 2 different riders on the course once more. We the riders list changed a little bit throughout, so we are really trying hard to figure out who's who.
We're just rolling with it, really.
Yeah.
We got Matthias right there. He was he didn't mean to do that, but he made it work.
He made it work. And so I would like to apologize in advance if we call out the wrong name of the rider, because it is nighttime. It is
dark.
a bit,
it's dark.
Unless they have a very flashy feature like yellow boots, that's easy. You know, once we know it, but when they all have like the dark shirt, dark short, or wetsuit, makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, I think more people should really, you know, jazz up their outfits a bit.
Jazz it up. Jazz it up.
All right, so that 2-tower cable. Looks like we got one of the Cohens. This is Yonel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
There it is, end to end.
First consistent full pull we've seen. Look at that. All over that nose right there.
And you can see, like, he's really well balanced. The rail's right under his right foot.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Just kept that perfect balance. See, he chose the board slide option rather than the 50-50 option to try and get that full pull.
Tweaked out just a little bit.
360 off the wall from someone
Red Rider.
in the dark. I can't see who it is.
The Red Rider.
The Red Rider. Matty Muncie, UK rider, first time at FISE. Huge. Look at that. That was toe side, backside 360, but then grabbed it afterwards. And just hosing the crowd down a little bit there.
The landing, I think, came a little sooner than he expected, seeing the movement of his head. I don't think he was able to actually squat it out from the. Those moments you feel it all the way up your back sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I should have bent my knees.
Yeah, definitely. That's when get that squat. Get that squat.
Get that squat.
So going on that wall, we saw Keith do a backflip off the wall before. He's looking for the spin this time. Maddie going frontside 180. Hard to see at night time. Hard to spot that landing.
Definitely. I wonder what else we're going to see from on the wall ride. I don't know if anyone can match up even in daylight.
Yeah, that's hard to top that. That's
Who is this?
Ideas though. Maybe something to try.
Il y a DJ Skis qui est sur le camion de SP en train de balancer du gros son. Il sera la soirée après. Champion du monde de Def Jam.
So it would be John.
Nous mettre le feu à la soirée. Handle Mag O'Sullivan.
It's John. John. Red T-shirt is John. John Gritting. There we go. So we're in the third heat of the best trick nighttime contest in wakeboarding, 19th edition of the FISE World Montpellier. 19! Some of these guys were not even born when the FISE started.
That's nuts. I had no idea. This is my 5th one personally, but I had no idea that they'd been going for
Yeah, for 19
14
years.
more years on top of that. That's insane.
It wasn't always right here on the Les River banks, and the format changed, and the sport changed a bit throughout the years.
Evolved a lot, yeah.
Yeah, there used to be kiteboarding in the first few editions.
Okay.
FMX as well, dirt, BMX.
Yep.
As well, which we don't have anymore. But FMX is doing a little bit of a comeback with the FMX show that's taking place on Saturday at nighttime. We have a FMX freestyle and quad freestyle show.
Back. Ooh, I'm going to check that out.
Backflip on quads. That's what we are expecting.
So FISE always pushing it year to year, whether it be the course layout or the sports that get involved.
And there's a lot that is done to please the crowd, so it's definitely a good destination to come to. And if you are in France, coming to Montpellier is always a great time here for the FISE. A lot of stuff to watch. Here we go, Red Riders. It would be John.
So yeah, right now we've got plenty to watch. We got the night best trick contest, third heat. John going for that backside 180 off the wall, not quite getting the full push that he needed. We got Yonel Cohen from the USA out there at the moment.
Yeah, Yonel has been stepping it up big time in the last year, I believe.
Absolute shredder, crazy
Look at this.
good control.
That was a great hit.
Definitely honed his skills and has just been owning it all over the world. He took out the Plastic Playgrounds event last year and over in the UK and has just been going from strength to strength, riding so awesome all over the world. So he'll be a strong rider this weekend.
He's
As will Ben Leclerc.
Oh yes. My other. Oh, he just sprayed the crowd.
He got the crowd.
In good Ben fashion.
And I'm sure he feels bad about it.
I'm sure he finds it really funny.
He's got to turn around.
Yep. If you want to be close to the water. Oh, no hit on the way back. He's like, that's too cold.
Saving it. Just trying to get something on the board at the moment. So he went backside board slide up that metal rail and then transferred down to the wall. Again, not totally probably the line he wanted to take, but made it work and was able to ride away. We got Matthias Hopp going that board slide transfer there, so riding up the plastic bit, popping off across to the metal rail. He was pretty nice to the crowd right there.
Yeah. Not like Ben.
No, Ben's like, what's up?
Maybe there were some cute girls over there. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's like, oops, I sprayed.
Yeah. So is that like his own wet t-shirt contest sort of vibe?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe he's like, he's sneaky like that.
It's FISE. It's FISE.
French girls, they probably
They're
like that.
okay with that, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. But heel side, front side 540 right there from Matthias. See that double tweak right there. So shifting the lower part of his body while he does a 540.
Shiftying.
Young rider Matty Muncie from the UK going toe side, backside 180, grabbing the board and then spinning the other way. Yonel Cohen.
I thought he had that one.
He did all the hard bit.
Yeah, he did all the hard work. And then a nice little piece of chop.
All you got to do is ride away after all that. So 2 full rotations there, passing the handle a lot of times to do a backside 720. And just digging the board as he landed.
Well, we can see there's a little bit of chop on the water. That's what happens though when you have 2 cables running at the same time and 2 riders at the same time, edging hard, going for like the landing. It all makes the water move.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget, it's nighttime. Like I'm pretty sure Yonel would be able to do that trick in the daylight all day long, every single time. But right there, you see Matty going that toe side, backside 270, grabbing the board, and then he has to spot the water before he spins back the other way.
Ooh.
So it's a little tough when the water just looks black. Right there, he was going for a 540 off the wall. Almost had it too, just a little bit deep on his heels.
Yeah, and he had some quite a bit of slack to manage on the landing. It's it makes a difference, like we said, if you don't have anything to hold on. Well, you have a handle in your hand, but if there's no tension in the rope,
no tension. Yeah, you've got nothing to ride off. So it's flat. We're not riding down on riding away on down ramps or anything like that.
That's true.
Nothing to gain speed other than the awesome pull of these Sassy Tech cables here.
Hence the number of knee braces we see in wakeboarding.
Yeah, unfortunately, like anything though, you're bound to hurt yourself a little bit doing things like this, like that big stalefish tantrum right there from Maddie. But all I can say about that is you can't live your life wrapped in cotton wool. You may as well get out there and have some
bubble
fun.
wrap.
Or bubble wrap.
That matters.
Cotton wool would be more comfy.
A little warm, maybe. But then
so
bubble,
noisy.
and then you can have a lot of fun if you're bored.
It would be loads of fun.
But then you're not really protected anymore.
No, you're losing all your protection. So let's see. We'll settle on both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A layer of each.
You don't want to be doing that your whole life, because otherwise you wouldn't get to do cool stuff like that stalefish. It's more front flip, actually.
True.
Matty Muncie right there. Here we go.
Started the
Stalefish.
rotation a little bit up the kicker. Ben Leclerc for a nice hit on the almost all the way to the end. Oh, hi, Ryder. Hey,
Hi,
buddy.
guys. What's up, guys? Almost a perfect turnaround.
And Ben was nice this time. He didn't try to spray the crowd. Maybe he got yelled at. Oh.
Heel side, front side. Again, one of the riders doing all the hard work and falling off on the landing. That one was the heel side, front side 900. Yeah, Matty, almost getting that one. You see how many times he passes the handle? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you dizzy when you land something like this? You're like, whoa.
No, not really, because you sort of spot, and then you spot again, and then you spot again. It's not like being in a tornado as such.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't get
have you
dizzy.
ever been in a tornado?
Well, I imagine it would be pretty dizzy being in a tornado.
Yeah, that's true.
One person who's probably never been in a tornado is Ben Leclerc.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That trick was awesome. So right there going pretty off axis, almost upside down, grabbing melon on the board.
And look how dark is the water right there. I don't know if it's... Oh, we had a rider in the foreground.
Going through the big melon back mode right there. So a tough trick. In broad daylight, it's a tough trick. Definitely. So the best trick contest going down right now, heat number 3 in the dark.
In the dark.
It's going to be a pretty awesome week of wakeboarding coming up. We've got some new features. We've got a new design course, some new riders to FISE. This is just us getting going.
They're going to get pumped. Ben Leclerc going up the kicker.
Heel side, front side 720 was what he was looking for right there. Unfortunately, just missed that last handle pass. Otherwise, he could have pulled that one around.
And it's a tough one when it's the first day of the event. The riders didn't get to ride much before. I mean, Ben arrived, I believe, this morning or in the middle of the night from Canada. So he's maybe jet lagged, plus the darkness. And not many hours of practice. So it's pretty impressive to see that you can still ride like that despite all the odds.
Yeah, despite everything. There's quite a few guys that have only flown straight in today from the US and Canada, and jet lag's certainly going to take over. A few of us didn't have to travel so far, so it's only an hour difference for me.
So these that we see are the last few riders of this best trick contest. We're on the third heat, last couple riders. Let's see what they can throw to try to win it.
It's coming down to the pointy end now, so yeah, this is when the riders are going to be going for it. We saw Keith in that last heat just really start to throw a bunch of tricks in the last few minutes. Now he's got Yunel, Cohen. 2 riders on the water right now, one hitting that outside rail. I think that was John, one of the US riders, out here for his first shot at FISE. And coming back on the wall right now, we've got Yonel Cohen coming in hard on his heel side, pushing up to the top.
Simple little...
Quick little tap. Or 50-50 tap, we'll call that one.
Yep. Oh, that was a nice solid end of hit anyways. We missed the first part of it, but
looked like a really nice
hit. Looked like it was solid.
Front side lip transfer on that one, so pushing up to the local government building and jibbing the edge of it. The pretty awesome part about the wakeboard course, I think. That one right there, the big Moby Dick we call that one, and grabbing the board nose, so doing a backflip, doing a 360.
And now tapping the wall again.
Ok, Julian sur le wall, c'est posé. Ah, c'est Lionel, Lionel.
So yeah, one of two Cohens out here at this year's FISE. Both pro wakeboarders, Julian and Yonel Cohen. We see Yonel coming in toe side again. Oh, super technical hit on that one. So going on his toe side, a little bit harder to come on toes to that kicker. Transferring up to that wall, that front lip, and then spinning back the other way. So again, using the tension of that handle and being able to pull himself around. Technical spin out of that wall hit. Now he's going to go back the other way.
Last few hits here for the best trick contest, and after that was nice.
Two really solid wall hits for him in a row there.
And after the contest, we have there's a party.
Oh yeah.
At the O'Sullivan, and we're ready to bet that a couple the riders are gonna go check it out for sure.
The official party for Handle magazine, I believe. So one of the new French publications for wakeboarding out here. It's gonna be pretty exciting. They always are.
Yeah.
It's always nice when everyone gets together.
Wakeboarder party are all most of the time pretty good parties.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good crew.
I would like to say that I think we're quite good at it.
Yeah, I think it's a talent.
Trying to match Keith right there. He got high on that wall.
He got so high. He got on the top part of it.
So he was trying the back roll right there. So coming on his heel side, tucking his head forward like that. It's called the back roll. Matthias Hopp. Well, there was a lot going on right there. It's kind of a hard one to explain. So he came into it heel side. He did a 180 going up the kicker, and then basically did a thing called a whirly bird, which is a flip with a backside 360. But that's usually done going the other way. So he's just added an element of techers to it. Matthias Hopp. So I think we could be rounding out Heat 3.
Yeah, we are rounding up Heat 3. And, that is a beautiful view of the park and the Hotel de Région. And here we are back in the studio. It was a pretty awesome contest. I think everybody pushed it really well. Yep. They really tried hard. And this is a wrap for our first day at the FISE World Montpellier, 19th edition.
19th edition.
19th edition. Thanks, Scotty, for being with us tonight and helping us understand what's going on the screen. And if you're in Montpellier, we see you at the O'Sullivan tonight. And if you are not, well, we see you tomorrow. We have a bunch of other finals. We have BMX tomorrow coming up. We have qualifications for mountain bike as well. 11, we see you at the Midinal, and we wish you guys a very good night. Bye.
Good night.